And it's kind of a personalized thing, but at the same time, I think you've got to really kind of process whether you're going too far to one extreme or the other. So sometimes with a lot of Gen Zers, because they're young and they're energetic and they have all this courage, they'll take excessive risks. If you listen to how a lot of Gen Zers invest, a lot of y'all got kids that are Gen Z. There's some Gen Zers in here. I think you got to be under 28 to be a Gen Zer. The Gen Zers, they tend to look at things like NFTs, crypto. They do a lot of day trading because it's like rolling the dice. Especially your sons. Your sons might get on DraftKings and literally think that they're investing because they bet on the Chicago Bulls winning a game last night, and they have what they call risk-seeking behavior. They love risk, and because young people they like to take chances, but unfortunately sometimes that could be what they call inefficient risk. Inefficient risk is the type of risk that's more likely to leave you broke than it is to leave you successful and wealthy. And so as you get older, though, people's risk tolerance goes down. Elderly people have the lowest risk tolerance, so it kind of depends on your perspective, but also your age and stuff like that, and also your background, demographics, all these things. Male, female, they're different as well. All right, so last couple of things. If you have secrecy about money and relationships, so if you hide purchases or hide income or just hide money in a relationship, that becomes a real touchy thing. I've seen people talk about maybe women in relationships hiding money, hiding a personal stash just in case something goes bad with the relationship. I'm not here to judge that one way or the other. I understand it. And then you also heard about men doing the same thing as well. But it's one of these things where there are therapists who say that that is a bit of a trauma response in the sense that it's a bad experience that you saw. Maybe you saw your mother go broke because your father left the house, and so you say, "Well, I gotta always have my own. I gotta always have my own money." And believe it or not, as quiet as it's kept, and I don't know how my wife's gonna feel. My wife, the therapist, she, despite the fact that I make enough money for both of us, and money, I don't really mind sharing my money with my family. She refuses to leave her job, right? And her job, and I say, "Well, babe, like I made the annual salary from your job like in a 2 week period. Like like we're okay. We're gonna be fine." Growing up, she just she just was super frugal with money, and money was tight. And so she just doesn't feel comfortable not having her own income. So I think sometimes some of these trauma responses, even though they could be defined as trauma responses, I feel like sometimes it's kind of common sense. Like I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like getting hit. If I get hit in the head once, I don't want to get hit in the head again, even if that means I'm going to be extra careful. And so I don't think a trauma response is automatically bad. I think trauma responses are bad when they hurt you and they put you in a position that you don't want to be in, right? Like if you find that retail therapy is going beyond making you feel a little bit better and pushing you to the point where you got credit card debt that's unsustainable, then I think it's time to address that. If you find that another trauma response is low financial self-worth, just not feeling worthy of wealth. That's a big one. I was really shocked by how many of our people just don't even feel like they're supposed to be financially comfortable. They feel like they're supposed to be in a struggle. And some people even approach relationships that way. They feel like if you're not struggling, then that's not real love. That's not really a relationship. And that's when you probably need to go sit on that therapist chair and figure out like why are you torturing yourself just so you can go through what you think is the right experience. And so I think that in my this is my verdict. This is my opinion. It's not a perfect opinion, but it's an opinion. Um, I think a financial trauma response is bad if you decide that it's bad.